All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to apostles of GMS who rule well, who teach this truth through the spirit of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. And salutation to the Akim on the four corners doing this work. All right, I just want to get into the breakdown of Matthew's, the 24th chapter. Just going to go through it, read it, and, break it down as I go. And I'll get a couple precepts to the scriptures as I go. All right, so it reads, And Yahushua went out and departed from the temple, and the disciples came to him for to show him the buildings of the temple. And Yahushua said unto them, See ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? All right, so there's a quick point. When it says the end of the world, it's not talking about the world as far as the actual world, the earth being destroyed. It's talking about the kingdom. The kingdom right now is Esau's kingdom. We can get that in the book of 2nd Ezra. Chapter 6, verse 9. So right here it says, 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 9, For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. All right. So when you go back into Matthew the 24th chapter, that's what the disciples are asking. When is going to be the end of Esau's world and the beginning of the nation of Israel's world, Jacob's world, which, through scriptures, Jacob's name got changed to Israel, Yasharallah, meaning he's the prince of power. And, the 12 tribes come from the sons, which are the sons of Israel. All right. So they're basically asking, when is it going to be the nation of Israel's world? When is going to be the end of Esau's world and the beginning of the nation of Israel's world? All right. Verse 4. And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Mashiach. Mashiach is the word for Christ in Hebrew. All right. And shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. All right, when you read the chapter 20, Matthew 24, you got to understand that it's talking about, it jumps back from that present time when Yahushua was on the scene, and also to the times that we're living in today. All right, you just got to be able to dissect and decipher which scriptures is talking about, which time periods. All right. So when it says here, you should hear wars and rumors of wars, that's the time we're living in now, man. Right now, we got the whole thing with Trump and North Korea and Syria and Russia and China. With China, you got the economy war, doing the trade wars that is going on through the market. And, you got America dealing with Syria and with Russia and North Korea trying to get involved in any way it can. So, these are wars and rumors of wars that we are hearing right now, man. And the Lord is saying right now, see that ye be not troubled, for these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So even though these things are coming to pass, the end of it is not here yet, because there's more things, there's more prophecies that have to happen before Yahushua comes back. For example, the chip. All right, the chip has to come before the Lord cracks that sky. All right, and it's saying, be ye not troubled. Majority of our people, forget these heathens. Majority of our people, they don't want this war to happen. They don't want these things to happen because they're afraid, and they're mainly afraid because they don't have the faith and the hope in Yahushua, man. They don't really believe in. They call him Jesus Christ, but they don't really have the faith in him. You hear them talk about it like, oh, they don't want this war to happen. They're scared. Trump is crazy, and et cetera, et cetera. But if they really have faith, they should be cheering on Trump, man. They should be cheering on these wars and rumors of wars, man, because this is our salvation. These are signs of our salvation. These are these are the times that that the Lord's elect and the ones who really have the faith and the hope in him are happy to see, man. Like these are great times to be living in, because we're actually living out the end of days, man. We're like the scripture says, the generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled. Not verbatim, but that's the times we living in now, man. So when we see these things and we hear these rumors of wars and rumors of war, we should be getting excited, man. And you know the true people the true men and women out here who truly believe and have hope and faith in Yahushua are getting excited, man. We just hope this thing pops off as soon as possible because we want to get up out of here. These 2/3, aka fake Christians, man, they wanna stay here. They don't want these things to happen. They don't really believe in the scriptures. They don't want these things to happen because they see that as evil times, man. But yeah, it does say it's going to be Jacob's trouble. Like verse 8 says, the beginning of sorrows. Yeah, it's going to be a sorrowful time. But at the end, you know what I'm saying, the Lord shall be manifested. And with him, the hopeful elect will be manifested, man. So at the end of it, we got to go through it. But we know the greater outcome of all these things, man. So you should be happy that these things are going on. All right. Verse 7, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. And you've seen that during, the past couple of months, 2 years, it's been earthquakes, it's been famines of food in places. You see they got a famine of water right there in Flint, Michigan, man. You got pestilence. You turn on the news, you see swarms of locusts and other insects in different parts of and like the scripture says, in diverse places, man. So these things are these prophecies is coming to fruition, man. Like that's how you know the scriptures is true, because these things that the scriptures talk about and that was written aforetime is happening in these days. So when people say, "Oh, these scriptures are not real," the Bible is somebody made it up. How can somebody write something so long ago and the stuff that's happening right now? But that's because you have no faith, man. And people don't really have any faith in what they read, or in the Lord, or in His Son, man. So that's why the Lord's going to have to destroy them. All right. Verse 8, like I said, these are the beginning of sorrows. All right. So yeah. So when all this happened, this is just the beginning of things, man. Because when this is all happening, this is going to enter into what? Jacob's trouble, man. All right. A quick precept. I'm gonna start at this is Jeremiah chapter 30 verse 4, and these are the words that Yahweh spoke concerning Israel and concerning Judah. All right, for those who don't know, Israel, when the scripture speaks about Israel, it's talking about the northern kingdom, and when it speaks about Judah, it's talking about the southern kingdom. All right, verse 5, for thus says Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. All right, so this is a prophecy that the Lord gave Jeremiah, during this time, speaking about today. So it says, we've heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. And these are the beginning of sorrows that we read in Matthew's 8th chapter. All right. Actually now, and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces turn into paleness. Verse 7, the point. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he should be saved out of it. And who is that he? He's talking about the elect of the nation of Israel, man. And it says Jacob's trouble, talking about you Israelites' trouble, you Black, Latino, Native Americans, man. And like the scripture said, these are the beginning of sorrows. And this is the time we're going to be entering into, the time of Jacob's trouble, man. And it says that it's so great that none is like it. All right. So that means no time on the earth has been anywhere as worse as this time that we're going to enter into, man. The beginning of the sorrows. All right. So back in Matthew, the 24th chapter, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. All right, now this scripture is talking for both time periods, because you already know what happened to the disciples and the ones that believed on Yahweh Shai during this time. Most of the disciples got put to death, and then the ones that they labeled as Christians, the ones who believed in Yahweh Shai, they got persecuted, they got put to death, put in slavery, and they also got exiled out their land. That's why they had to flee during the time of 70 AD. The dispersia, they say in I forget the word. I just lost the word for it. the Latin, Salakia, in the Latin, the Dispersia is when, you know, the kingdom of Judah, you know, fled from Jerusalem into the west coast parts of Africa. All right, all through Africa, but mainly the west coast parts. All right. And yeah, and then today, you know, the prophets out there today, yo, we're hated for the name of the Lord. For the, you know, the fact that we go out and do these videos, we go out to the highways and byways and do the work, we are hated for it because why? People don't want to hear, they don't, especially our people, they don't want to hear their faults, man. That's why the Lord said, shake the hand, point the finger at them, because they're not going to want to hear it. They want to hear smooth things, like the scriptures say. And they hate us like, oh, here come the Israelites. You know, we're not welcomed when we go out to the highways and byways. We're not welcome on YouTube. That's why we got scoffers. That's why, you know, we got people out there always trying to find a way to debunk this knowledge that we bring out. But, you know, you can't debunk it, man. And that's why the scripture says you can't do nothing against the Lord. You can't do nothing against the truth, but only for the truth. Because why you out there hating and scoffing, you know, all you doing is proving the scripture's right. Because it said right here, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my sake. So right there, you're proving the scriptures. And right now they're not rounding up the prophets on the streets, but we're about to come into that time, man. As soon as they declare martial law and shut down this internet to where we can't put these videos up no more, and we can't be on the highways and byways teaching, and when they see us out there, they're going to round us up, and some of us may have to be put to death for this truth, man. All right, verse 10. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall arise, and shall deceive many. And I just seen a video that the Apostle Tahar just did about them trying to say that the 12 tribe sign is wrong, man. And you know, the 12 tribe sign breakdown is mainly on faith and belief, man. All right, and if you don't have the faith and belief that sign is right, then the Lord is just not dealing with you. All right, because you know what I'm saying. That's why the scripture says also hold fast to what you know. You know what I'm saying? Like the apostle said in the video, you got these guys who didn't even know they were Israelites until the time that they came across a GMS video and they had the 12 tribe signs, and now they're trying to go out and say that the sign is wrong. Like, who are you? You don't know nothing, man. You know what I'm saying? We all just babes in this, man. Like most of us came into this truth, you know, around the time of 2007 and after that. These men been doing this work for 30 plus years. Like, who are you to say that that you can sit there and say that the 12 tribe sign is wrong, man? Like the Lord just magically started dealing with you, and now you got the breakdown of the tribe sign. Like, come on, cut it out, man. These are false prophets. That's the Lord taking that spirit off of them, because like I said, they once was part of GMS, or they learned from the apostles of GMS, and now the Lord is weeding out the tares, man. And the Lord took the spirit off of you, and now you out here becoming false prophets. All right, and you know what? And you're gonna deceive many. Many people gonna start following y'all, man. But the ones who hold on to the faith and the truth and praying to the Lord to stay grounded shall endure. Like that spirit, like verse 13 is about to say. But I'm gonna read 12. Well, 11 again. And many false prophets shall arise and shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Right? Iniquity shall abound. Why? Because these men, they want to boast themselves up to be the apostles, man. They want people to look at them like they know something, man. Instead of just being humble and staying in your lane and holding fast to what you was taught, man. You have to be taught this, man. For you to sit there and think that you can just go out and come up with a new doctrine, like you're bugging. You bugging, man. And it's iniquity, man. It's evilness, man. And it said abound, the love of many shall wax cold. And the fact that the love of many shall wax cold is because you don't even have a love for the brotherhood no more. For you to go out here and think yourself to be somebody's teacher and come up with a whole new doctrine, you're leading the Lord's flock to the slaughter, man. So your love for the brotherhood and for this truth is wax cold. And like I was saying earlier, verse 13, but he that shall endure to the end, the saints shall be saved, man. And that's the faith and the patience of the saints, because we're holding, Lord willing, we those men and women, we're holding fast to this truth, man, and to this knowledge that the apostles, through the spirit of Yahweh Shai, gave them to break down and to give us, man, freely. You know what I'm saying? They do this out of love. They put out these videos, they hit these highways and byways, and they teach the people out of love, man.